Well, Chairman, distinguished panel, distinguished guests, Vice Chancellors, colleagues and friends. First of all, I'd like to say thank you very much indeed to the ACU, to the AIU, and to all of you for inviting me here today. This is, as the Secretary General has said, part of a, I think, close and deepening collaboration between our two organisations. We were delighted that Professor Farquhar and some colleagues were able to attend our major conference in Accra last year, and we're very delighted to be back here this year. This year we've also been able to coordinate a small international delegation with delegates from Canada, Tanzania and the UK, who you will hear more of this afternoon. Secretary General, you mentioned really a theme of your comments was how times are changing. And it struck me that we, the ACU and the AIU, are two very well-established, two very old universities. And it reminded me how times have changed since we started. The first meeting of my organisation, the Association of Commonwealth Universities, was held in the year 1912. It was held in London, of course, as the centre of the empire. We hardly ever have meetings in London now, but in 1912, London seemed to be a logical place. There were at that time, I think, 3 Indian universities, all of whom attended, and there were 6 Australian universities who sent their vice-chancellors. All of them came. The story is that it took them 7 weeks to get to the meeting on the boat. The meeting lasted 3 days. The Vice-Chancellor stayed for a further 4 weeks in the UK, and it took them 7 weeks to get back on the boat. And during that time, they had no contact with their home institutions whatsoever. There was no email, no fax, perhaps rudimentary telegraph. And whenever I talk to Australian Vice-Chancellors, I tell this story, and I say it says something about the role of Vice-Chancellors in Australia, that they were out of contact with their universities for 20 weeks. And if you read the history books, nobody seems to have noticed that they were out of contact for 20 weeks. I wonder how many Vice-Chancellors in this audience today, over 100 years later, could have a similar luxury of being out of contact for 20 weeks and nobody noticing. Well, things have changed greatly. Today, our particular organisation has over 500 universities throughout the Commonwealth. We have more university members in India, about 160, than anywhere else. So for me, this conference is a huge privilege to be able to hear and see and meet so many Indian universities in one place and to get a real pulse of Indian issues. I hope that we will get a chance to talk over the next 3 days. If you are a member of the ACU, most of you I think are, please do come and say hello. If you are not a member, please come and ask me, because sometimes we have not been very efficient with our invitations, and we would certainly like to invite you to join. I think the topic of this conference, if I may say so, is particularly significant. The Secretary General, when he was so rightly praising our hosts here, talked about expectations, talked about unrealistic expectations. And the thought struck me that just as the university here have performed miracles in putting together such excellent arrangements for our conference, the thought struck me that higher education throughout the world is increasingly being faced with unrealistic expectations. I have been working with the Association of Commonwealth Universities for 17 years, and I sense that over 17 years the debate has changed. At the turn of the millennium, part of our role was to persuade government